Okay, welcome to my tutorial video for this 1969 Olympia SM9 with extended carriage. This is the year they actually did a shell redesign on the SM9, but this is the older shell redesign. The newer one is a brighter white. It kind of has like an orange decal over here. So this is the old shell design for the SM9, or the original, I should say. I like that word better. Even though the year it was manufactured is the year that they changed over to a new shell redesign. But this is very handsome. I like this shell design better than the newer one that they did. It has the black gray, or the dark gray accents instead of the turquoise, the dark slate gray bottom half of the typewriter, but still the very nice angled body in the off-white. Again, this is the extended carriage, and it's still a great typewriter. Some people don't mind the extended carriages or not. It was mainly used for larger papers, probably for accounting purposes, but I like to recommend them for those who think they might be doing any crafting work, because sometimes you get something you're working on and it has a larger piece of paper, or maybe you want to type on a paper bag or something like that, and it fits a little bit easier than the regular size carriage. So there's really no necessarily pros or cons to it, other than if you're going to use larger papers at any point in time. This one happens to type and perform perfectly. We're not sure if this was ever used. It's so clean, types so smooth, the platen is so clean. It looks like it was never used. And so it's always fun to come across one that is just like it was the day it came out of the box from the manufacturer. So anyway, I'm going to take this time to update the SM9 tutorial video, and so you can take a look. Let's take a look here at the font. This is a smaller 12 CPI, or typeface, sorry. I do so much design work on my computer. It's hard for me to transition from font to typeface terminology. Anyway, nice and clean. I love 12 CPI. It's my favorite. It actually even looks smaller than that. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go with the back here. And it's going to be hard for me to lift up without hitting the camera. So if you've got one, follow along. Over here on the right side is a button that's sticking out. Press that. That is going to be your paper holder. Okay. And you just press that back down. And then you have your plastic. It's kind of a paper guide back here. It's got a ruler on it. And this is where you're going to find your margin. So you just squeeze and move. These move very, very nicely. This is a paper guide, and you just put that. I had that moved over because I was using narrow margins, and I want to be sure that I load my paper where I want it to be loaded. When you're using smaller paper, that's going to be especially important for an extended carriage, because you have so many different options as to where to place your paper. And so you want to be consistent on where you load your paper. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is your platen, and this one is extremely clean. I love seeing it. You rarely see one like this. We've got our paper bale, which holds the paper taut against that platen. To move the carriage, there is a silver button that you press down. Either side, one or the other, doesn't matter. They both go. There's your carriage, and it just floats. So that bell is going to ding wherever you have your margin set on the right. And so just keep in mind that your carriage will only move as far as you have your margin. So that is your margin in your carriage. Over here on the right side as well is your paper release, which when I took the paper out, I should have used the paper release. So when you load your paper, you just load it right behind that platen. Turn the handle, bring it through. You'll see mine is crooked. I like to bring them to where the two edges meet. So then I use my paper release, line them up, re-engage, you're good to go. And then when it's time to remove your paper, it's a lot easier if you pull that paper release forward and pull it out. Over here on the, oh, I'm not done on the right side. On the right side is your tab clear. It's this plastic lever, and just press that down and that should clear all of your tabs. Okay, over here on the left side is your line selector. So right now it's on triple, double, single, and then all the way to the top locks it so it doesn't engage at all. Also, let me see, get back to the middle. I'm going to move over. I'm going to move this back. Okay, and I am going to open up the top. So on this one, it's not just this top piece, it's the whole shell comes off. And so to do that, I put my fingers down here and lift gently, and it folds up. Okay, and there you have, you can see your escapement typing basket area, your ribbon. This does use a universal ribbon. When you change them out, make sure you pull these arms back. For tutorials on how to change ribbons, we have a playlist on our YouTube channel. You can go check those out. I will try to put a link to that down in the description. And then you've got your vibrator here. If you need to look this, so you can kind of see how it's threaded through, take a look there, pause, screenshot, whatever you want to do. You go over, when you are loading it, make sure the ribbon is going over the top, back, and around underneath. Same with this side. Black is on top, red is on bottom. Or I should say the primary color you want to use is on top and the secondary is on bottom. I was going to say something and I don't remember. Oh, there are a couple of levers. Hold on. Can't really see them, but if you put your fingers back here, you'll feel these metal pieces sticking up. One, that's your ribbon reversal, but two, your ribbon needs to be threaded through those. So don't forget about those. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to fold this down, make sure it snaps in. Okay, and then down here, this is your carriage lock on the left side. So center your carriage, engage that lock, and then kind of tap it. And I push the carriage release down just a little bit so I can move it. And you just need a little tap and it'll lock right in. And then obviously to release it, and you'll see that carriage kind of jumped a little bit, and that is because it was released. The plus and the minus over here, this is your tension selector. And what that does is these tight bars, okay, here, it adjusts how hard they strike the paper. So you can adjust that tension two ways, manually with your fingers, with how hard you hit those keys. So my husband has a very heavy hand and he hits his keys very hard. I have a very light hand. So we would want different settings. And so you can work with that and see which one you like best. Over here is the color selector. So right now it's on the blue color, which is really black. Then there's white in the middle, which is a stencil setting. And if it's on that setting, it is not going to type. So what happens with the stencil setting is when you hit a key, the key moves, but the vibrator here that lifts the ribbon does not. So that key is, that type bar, not key, sorry. That type bar is just striking the paper without the ribbon in between it. And so if you're having trouble typing, make sure this hasn't been bumped out of the black or the red selection, which happens more often than you think. And then obviously on the bottom is the red selector, so wherever you want it to be. Down here is your space bar, and then you have set, which is for your tabs, and clear. And let me go through on how to set that right now. So I'm going to load some paper. And let's say I want to put in, so right now I don't think I have any tabs. Yep, because I cleared them. This is the all clear, remember, up here. So let's set a tab right here. So I'm going to hit set, and then it should stop. There it is. But if I want to clear just that one, I hit clear, and that'll be cleared. There you go. So the one up here comes in handy because a lot of times when you get a typewriter, somebody has set a tab at like every single spot and you're just like, oh, it's going to take me forever to clear all these. That's what that one is for. So that is how you clear your tabs. The arrow is a backspace. Remember, backspace does not erase. You have to embrace your mistakes when you're using a typewriter. And then the margin release is for when you're typing. There's your bell saying, hey, you're at the end of your margin. You should be hitting the return handle. Okay, now it's stopped because it's like, dude, you're at the end of your margin. Told you so. But you want to finish this word, so you just hit MR for margin release, finish your word, and then go on to the next line. Now, if you're using your margin release on every single line, you don't understand the purpose of margins, and you either need to reset your margins or learn to type within your margins. Okay. So that is the basics of the Olympia Deluxe SM9 with the extended carriage. It's no different than the regular SM9. It just has a bigger carriage. That's all. So I hope you found this helpful, and give me a thumbs up or whatever. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.